So good morning students. In the previous class we studied about the arrival of Europeans to India. Say we studied why did the Europeans came to India. The Europeans like the Portuguese, Dutch, British and French. Why did these people come to India and what were the reasons behind that? Okay. In the previous class we came to know that. As you know, the Constantinople, it was the only gateway for the trade between the Europe and the Asian countries. Okay, for the Asia and the Europe. See, between these two continents, the only land route was the Constantinople. Okay. This city of Italy, it was the only land route between the Asia and Europe, as you know all. Okay. So this Constantinople in 1453, it was occupied by the Ottoman Turks in 1453, and these Ottoman Turks, they began to put heavy taxes on the trader. So these European and the Asian merchants, they began to find the new route to India to have the trade relationships. So in the midst of all this, a Portuguese navigator Vasco da Gama in 1498, he discovered a new sea route to India. Okay, he came to the Calicut in Kerala for the first time. Like that, the Portuguese were the first to come to India with the sea route for the trade. Like that, after the Portuguese, there came the Dutch, and after that, there came the British and the French. This is the brief introduction about the arrival of Europeans to India. We studied this in the previous class. Okay. See, in the previous class, we studied about the Portuguese. Okay. Why did they come to India and what was the way? And let us see about the Dutch. These Dutch, they came to India in 1602, and these Dutch, they established their Dutch East India Company in the year 1602 here in India, and they established their trade centers at many parts of the country. And these Dutch, they were unable to face the competition with the French and the British. So they were unable to face the competition in the trade from the British and French. These Dutch people, they went to the different islands of the Indonesia. So these Dutch, they did not stay in India for a long time. Okay, in 1602, they established the Dutch East India Company in India, and they went to the different islands of the other countries. Okay, let us see the British. See, these British, or they are also called as the English, they came to India and they established their trade center in India in the year 1600 on 31st December. Okay, on 31st December in 1600, the Queen Elizabeth from the England, Queen Elizabeth of England, say for the first time, this Queen, she granted the permission for the British East India Company to have the trade relationship with the eastern countries for the 15 years. Okay, so then the British East India Company, it was established in India on the 31st December 1600. So a British ambassador known as Thomas Roy, he came to India as an ambassador from the British country, and he sought the permission of the Mughal emperor. Say during that time in India there were the Mughal. It was under the control of the Mughal. There is a Mughal emperor known as Jahangir. Okay. Say this Mughal emperor Jahangir, for the first time, he granted the permission for the British people to establish their trade center in India. So for the first time the British they established their warehouse in Surat. Okay, they established their trade center for the first time at Surat in Gujarat. After that, say at many places the British began to establish their warehouses, and they established a fort known as Saint George. See, these British people they built a fort known as Saint George Fort in Madras. Okay, which is today known as the Chennai in Tamil Nadu. Okay, so the British for the first time they established their warehouse, they established their fort known as the Saint George Fort in Madras. Okay, after that they built another fort known as Fort William. Fort William, they built it on the banks of the Hooghly River in Calcutta. Okay, so British like this, they gradually sought the permission from the Mughal Emperor Jahangir and they established their warehouses at many parts of the country, as well as they built the forts, the famous forts known as Saint George Fort in Madras, and they built another fort known as Fort William in Calcutta. Okay, say like this, the British as the days rolled on, as the days passed on, they were able to be a very powerful trade company in India. They began to face the competition with the French. Okay, see, for the first time Thomas Roe, he came to as the governor of the British country, and he sought the permission from the Jahangir and established many warehouses as well as the forts in India. And these British they made the Calcutta as the capital city. Okay, and the areas which were under the control of the British during that time, in such areas the British implemented their own civil and criminal procedure codes. Okay, in the areas which were under their control. Okay, this is the way how British came to India and how did they establish their trade centers and the forts in the India. And during the later part of the 18th century, okay, during the later part of the 18th century, the Bombay, Calcutta and Madras, they were the major trade centers of the British. Okay, understood this? Say, let us say about the French. Okay, see, after the British as they came to India, they arrived the French. These French they came to India and established their French East India Company in the year 1664. Okay, and from the French they were from the country France. Okay, they were from the France. They established their East India Company in the year 1664. The Governor General of the French was Dupleix. Okay, Dupleix was the Governor General of the French. This Dupleix he took from a Muslim official. He took a city from the Muslim official known as Puducherry. Okay, this took place. The Governor General of the French he took this city Puducherry or Pondicherry from the Muslim official and he made it as their capital city as well as a major trade center in India. Like that, at many places in French they established their warehouses and they made them as their major trade centers. And these French were able to compete with the British. So in the business during that time, British and the French were the two powerful communities to face in the trade. Okay, to give the competition to one another, British and the French. So During that time, many wars took place between the British and the French. Okay, because of the trade competition, the wars took place between the British and the French. These wars are known as the Carnatic Wars. Okay, these wars are known as the Carnatic Wars. Carnatic is the region in the south part of the India. Okay, the region of Kerala and Tamil Nadu, it is called as the Carnatic region. In this region, the wars between British and the French, they took place. That's why those wars are called as the Carnatic War. In the Carnatic War, the British were completely they were successful in suppressing the French. Almost after the three Carnatic Wars, the French totally they lost their power in India. Okay, this is about the British and the French and about the Carnatic Wars. So you have to remember totally three Carnatic Wars took place between the British and the French. Okay, say I will give a homework. So I will give two questions. So you will have to answer these questions by your own. Okay, say how did British establish trade in India? Okay, another question like that. How did French compete with British? Okay. So in this we will have to explain the Carnatic Wars. How did they take place and what were the consequences of the Carnatic Wars? Okay.